Da, 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 da. Welcome to The Prophet. This is the summary of The Prophet, part 1. Except right now, I'm going to have to go ahead and split this into 2 parts because this whole thing is too complicated for me to explain in one video. Also, I might try in a future video. Let's start this off right now. GIBRAN's The Prophet. Now, GIBRAN's The Prophet, it's a book about Bibles. I mean, people call it the Bible. Still, I kind of don't understand why they do that, but I won't argue with people. How this works is this book, it goes ahead and tells us everything about life, how children work, in a very poetic and philosophical manner that some people will definitely find really confusing. In the beginning, and then we have marriage to work, joy to selling, crime to self-knowledge, all those topics we're going to be covering in this part 1. And who is going ahead and telling us all this? Some guy named Al-Mustafa. He even sounds like a magician, his name. In the end, so Al-Mustafa goes ahead and gives advice on everyone from old ladies to old priestesses, and even some people with kids, people in a very bad marriage, etc, etc, etc. This is how it works in this world, and this is how we will go ahead and do things. Let's get this started with. Let's start off with the beginning. The beginning itself is just setting us the context. It's where this guy named Al-Mustafa, he goes ahead and he finally realizes that after 12 long years in the city, he will now leave for his home world, where he will be staying there for the rest of his life. He'll probably go ahead and come back soon, but it's not going to be likely. And before he leaves, everyone from the city goes ahead, comes, and they're all like, "Hey, you, go ahead and tell us about everything you learned here. Share us your wisdom to all your kids so we can share to our kids, and then they can share to their kids and their kids and their kids and their kids and their..." That's pretty much it. You get the idea. And so Al-Mustafa goes ahead and says, "Alright, what should I talk about? It must be something about immortality, something that will be a lasting effect on this village too." And then someone says, "Marriage!" And he goes ahead and tells them about marriage. And then he keeps on talking about it as love and etc, etc. Something about people born together. Then he talks about children. Tell us about children, because a lady with a child in her arms is literally saying this. And then he says this: "Your children are not your children. They are the children of the earth. You cannot control them. You cannot try to be like them. In fact, you may try to, but they can never be like you because they are going to the future, not the past." And then he talks about giving. "Hey, rich man, I'm a rich man. I want to talk about giving. Tell me about giving." And he's all like, "Giving is only for those who are worthy." I think you know where I'm going at this, but I'm not gonna summarize the entire book. Why else would the book exist? But it goes ahead and starts talking about other things too. He prophesizes lots of things. He even goes ahead and tells us lots of things. And with each of those things he goes and tells us, there's so much more wisdom inside of them. With those wisdoms being added to his collection of knowledge, he's able to go ahead and make sure that everything goes off in the perfectly nice accordance. Because now that GIBRAN goes ahead, and when he wrote the Prophet, or more as he described it, the Prophet wrote him, he was able to go ahead and describe every little thing that happened towards him. Every little thing, I told you. Later on, he even talks about working. He even talks about joys. He even talks about selling things. He even talks about crimes. He even talks about the knowledging of self. Like, you go ahead and find things about yourself. All of this, he goes ahead and explains with really good analogies, with extremely effective analogies, effective knowledges, and ways so simple that you might not understand it at all because you might think of them as too simple. But in the end, though, it works, and in the end, you get everything that you need. In the end, you are able to understand his advice. Until the next part, will you be able to come here? My favorite part about this book, though, is that I really enjoyed the part about the children. The children themselves not being your mother's children, and then being like the arrows of the mother who is the archer who wields the arrows. Well, that was kind of unique towards me because I never actually thought of it that way before too. And since I am not exactly an adult yet, this was really interesting towards me. Other things that kind of interested me was the about self-knowledge, which was kind of interesting, but not too much too. He even talked about freedom, which is a basic freedom of right for everyone. And I'm pretty sure that if you read this book and if you follow its advice, you will be able to use it like the Bible. And once you use it like the Bible, well, you have pretty big successes. So in the end, you should read part 1 of GIBRAN's The Prophet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it so much. So smash that like button. Until then, 小哈now, peace. Bye bye.